Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching House of the Dragon. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 8 of season 2 of House of the Dragon, the finale. I'm excited. The last episode we got lots of dragons, which the whole show, House of the Dragon, we need all the dragons. We're so close to having all of the dragons. We've got Rhaena out there looking for a big old dragon in the Vale. The fact that we got Vermithor with Hugh and Silverwing with Ulf, and I apologize for making fun of that name. I've never heard the name Ulf before, and there were plenty of you that were like, hey, that's my dad's name. I apologize. My bad. I was unaware. And my name is Angela, and it's equally as stupid. So, anyway, I'm excited to see these dragons in action, kind of. I would like to see training montages, like how to train your dragon, learning to ride, learning to fight, like all this, because I'm not ready to lose any dragons, and I don't really want a dragon fight quite yet. I mean, we know that there are no dragons in the future until Dany's 3 are born, so, you know, they will be dropping like flies as the 2 seasons. I think they said this is going up to 4 seasons only. That might change. They might try to milk it. But if that's the case, then we're going to see more dragons fall. And that makes me sad, but it makes me happy for the people that kind of feel like they were almost like plucked out of obscurity. Like, you know, they knew that there maybe was something important to them, or like their lineage led them here. And Hugh, I'm so happy that you guys know way more about the Targaryen tree, because I wouldn't have known what they were talking about. And apparently his mother is Sarah, who used to work in a brothel and then own a brothel, and was very much, her father didn't like this. He didn't really like much about Sarah, it seems, and she kind of gets the ultimate revenge by her bastard son riding her dad's dragon. So I love poetry, especially poetry that's like that. But then like Ulf and Silverwing, like, first of all, Silverwing giving him the little nudgies and was just like, hey, you, let's go for a ride. I didn't realize that Vermithor and Silverwing are bonded, which means that Ulf and Hugh are kind of stuck with each other. Which I love that, because Hugh is like so serious, which serious times call for serious people for sure, but like, you know, Ulf seems to kind of be like a little bit lighter. He's way more fun, like when he's riding Silverwing across King's Landing, like I mean, that's what I was looking for, somebody's first ride, of being like exhilarated, because it's not like there's airplanes, so it's his first time being in the sky, period, and it's on top of like this powerful weapon, this beast, and you know, he's just like, wee, as would I. You know what? I always think that I'm going to be freaking awesome. I'd be so cool. I would just love it flying around a dragon. I'd probably be pooping my pants the entire time. But I'm excited. So we still have Rhaena that we're probably going to see, learn about, and have an exciting moment. But also, we didn't really get a lot with like Sea Smoke and Adam, even though we did at the beginning, but I thought it was going to be like this bigger deal, like this is Corlys's bastard, let's, you know, name him, you know, Adam Valerian, or, you know, like, because Rhaenyra can give him those names, kind of like Gendry got the Baratheon name. So I was hoping that would happen, but I think that might be like something that's like really slow going for Corlys, even though he kind of openly admitted it to Alan when they were talking about their mother, and that obviously the dragon rider side comes from their mother. So I'm stoked. I'm really happy for Adam, and especially it being Sea Smoke, and you know, like Sea Smoke just like, I mean, I know all the other dragons lost their dragon riders too, but like, we know the dragon rider that was lost here, and like, it's sad that Laenor is most likely dead, but the fact that he's bonded with this dragon is really important, and it's really special. And oh god, I can't wait to see him in action. I think he's going to be fierce. I think he is going to be a fierce dragon rider. And you know, Aemond coming up to Dragonstone and seeing Vermithor, I kept wanting to say Vhagar. I mean, he's on Vhagar, and he's just like, you know, he's got like a stealth bomber. Well, I don't know about stealth. the size of a stealth bomber. But, you know, seeing those other 3 dragons, especially the 2 that have not had riders, now have riders, you know, we've got a lot of dragons on our side. And especially Damon, who is still at Harrenhal having his therapy lesson, which, you know, I've seen some people getting like upset that they feel like Damon's character was wasted this season. And I think like the characterization of Damon, it's growing, and it's so amazing that like now he's like learning all these lessons, like especially about like how heavy the crown is, and it is a burden to wear, and that maybe he doesn't want this responsibility, and maybe that's not who he's meant to be. And the fact that he's going through all of this, like we don't really like to focus on men going through things that are emotional or hard, or that like they're having to face things maybe they didn't want to. And Damon being here and going through that, I think is so powerful for like men's mental health, that like he's alleviating all of these demons that he's had and all of these things that he's said and done that has like just been heavy on him. And like going through all of this, he's purging a lot of that. And I think he's going to be lighter, and he's going to be a better leader. Is he still going to be Damon? Abso-freaking-lutely. But I do think that like, you know, like watching somebody go through this is actually very therapeutic and very cathartic. And I wish more people would see it that way, because we don't really focus on men's mental health, or like men taking care of themselves, or like going through things to deal with issues or problems or things that they've said or done. You know, they just kind of file it away and never deal with it. And I think him being here, he has to deal with it. Alice Rivers is making him deal with it. And, you know, I think we all were just blown away by Oscar Tully and just how fierce he was. And I can't wait to see more out of him, because he showed the business to Damon and made Damon do something that like, I don't think Damon didn't want to do necessarily, but like I think Damon's willing to do whatever he can to get an army, to be successful in this. But I think that, having this young boy actually prove himself to be pretty formidable, and he was listening when people were talking, and he took these lessons to heart, and he very much is, you know, the guy that's behind the Riverland people and is supporting them, and is like, no, I'm going to keep my oath. Like that's what we do. But we're going to deal with this thing that you did. Yeah. If you want the army, you're going to have to do this, you know, fully committed to Rhaenyra. If you want an army, we're going to need you to chop this guy's head off. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And, you know, Alice Rivers apparently took care of Grover Tully, but like, I, again, don't know if it's the Alice Rivers we've been seeing, if it's somebody else, like if she shows up, he's like, you're not Alice. Like, you know, if it's, I'm curious to see how that all plays out. We also had Larys kind of forcing Aegon to get out of bed, to work, to like learn, to like heal. And you know that Larys has been through this, like he's been in this position. But he like didn't want to tell, you know, Aemond about the Dragon Rider. He doesn't like Aemond. Aemond doesn't like him. There's no secret there. There's no secret there at all. But he calls for his grandsire, Otto Hightower, to come back to be the Hand. But also there is another dragon that's taken flight, Darien's dragon. For some reason I was going to say the dragon's name is Tesseract. It's like, is it Tessarian? Something, but his dragon has taken flight, so I think we're getting another dragon from the green side as well. Not that I want them to have more dragons, because I obviously am not siding with the greens, but they'll have 3 dragons if that happens. And then let's see, oh yeah, Alicent had her little moment in the woods, which everybody, I remember thinking when they panned to her getting inside of her tent, I was like, that man, like her Kingsguard that's with her, I was like, that is a good looking man. Y'all told me that that's Garp from One Piece, and I had the same feeling about him. I was like, he is very sexy for an older man. Like I am feeling his vibe. And then when I find out that I already had a crush on him a couple months ago, that just makes it even that much sweeter. So I'm curious about Alicent. You know, I know she's going through her little, I don't want to say dark night of the soul. Like she probably wanted to end her life or never go back to, you know, King's Landing. I don't blame her. She's been dutiful the entire time. She's always done things that have been asked of her, and she still has not gained anything from it. And they don't hold her in high regard for it either. It's not even like she wanted special favors. She just doesn't want to be treated like garbage, which I think is fair. But you know, I'm kind of like I don't know, Alicent. Like I feel for you, but at the same time, like you knew who these kids were. You raised them. You raised them to be this way, baby. Like so. I wish her peace. I don't think she'll get it. What else? We had Jace, who is very upset that common folk or, people who are of not a noble nature could claim dragons, which isn't necessarily true. Well, they're not noble in the sense that they've been named, but they very much are from bloodlines that are noble. And I think that he kind of has to remember that he is from the queen. Which I was also thinking, I was like, well, if we only had queens in charge, wouldn't it be so easy to not have bastards? Because it'd be very easy to go, yeah, I didn't have that baby. Instead of all the men spreading their seed everywhere. But then you saw with Sarah that her bastard came back and took a dragon. Rightfully so, though. Like I said, I like me a good little, I told you so story. And she's just from the grave going, if she's dead. I don't even know if she's dead. I assume maybe, but even if she's not, hopefully wherever she is, she's like, that's my boy. I don't know. Okay, so I tried to cover that and as quickly as I could, and it was still about 11 minutes. So I am eager to get into this episode. It is the finale. I have a Vino Verde instead of a Rosé because it is a special occasion. So I brought out my favorite wine from Portugal. So enjoy that and what happens from it. But guys, let's get into the episode. Yeah, and I also don't know if Sunfire's actually dead. Oh. More dragons getting sewn into the tapestry. Look at Silverwing. Oh, look at all those dragons. All right, let's do this. I'm ready.
We sell where we please. Blockade or no, Essos is as rich and is as vast.
It seems you need us more than we need you.
It does feel that way, don't it?
The stepstones. What of them? Give us the stepstones.
Can they do that? Can he make this deal?
A fleet of warships, then. Sailing at your command, they would break the blockade and hold the passage.
Very well.
Can he make that deal?
The Prince Regent may have me hanged for this.
Oh, maybe not.
The commander of our fleet must agree to go with you. If he does not lead them, they will not fight.
Okay.
Very well. Let us meet this commander, then.
Oh, is he awful?
You're thin, but also tall.
Okay.
I will not sail with a man who cannot best me.
Oh, wow. I like her.
At what?
Oh, boy. Hellos. Wait. What are we looking at? Did he attract Dragonstone? Was that Dragonstone? Or what did he attack? Driftmark? What was that? That makeup looks really good.
The Pretender has found 3 new riders for her dragons.
That's impossible.
Your brother thought the same. He flew to challenge her and was rebuffed. Fled in terror, from what I hear.
I don't know if it was terror.
No less.
Be that as it may, he has gone in fury to Sharp Point
Sharp Point.
and laid waste to the whole of the town.
What was the point of it?
Take me to my throne. Once he returns, I shall take him prisoner.
I
Well,
don't
then.
think so.
When Rhaenyra descends on you with her 7 dragons and you without Vhagar, what then?
Yeah, you gotta think a couple steps ahead, kiddo.
My dragon is dead. I am burnt and disgusting and alone. And I'm a cripple.
You're not alone.
My cock is destroyed. Did they tell you that? Yeah. It burst into flames like a sausage on a spit.
Jesus. It's graphic. Yes, 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 Reyna! I'm sorry, got really excited about that transition. I hope you didn't abandon your brother and sister for nothing. You better find that dragon. I mean, like, we'd probably want to find a cave, right? Like, he's just not gonna be, like, out chilling on, like, a field, picking his teeth with, like, some sheep bones, right? And then this kid going through his existential crisis of not feeling important.
Who's it up to, then? Boy?
That is...
He's the Prince, Ulf. Prince Jacaerys Valarian.
Yeah, get your damn feet down. You goof.
I'll have an apology from you.
Oh, the young priest!
He didn't say hug! Oh god.
Hair.
Don't stop touching!
As dark as they say. Let them tell us we don't have Targaryen blood, eh?
My mother is
Wow.
the queen.
Dragon riders, both. You and I. Cut from the same cloth.
Ulf, shut up.
I had hoped my advantage may be in deterrence. Vhagar has ever been our foremost threat, and she is now overmatched.
Vhagar's not his only dragon,
Yeah.
The third brother is untested, and his dragon is younger than Vermax.
but a dragon nonetheless. And you forget another.
Helena's
Helena.
dragon. Yeah.
She does not ride.
She may yet be compelled. And her dragon.
Dreamfire. Hatched when the Conqueror was king. She is formidable.
Mm-hmm.
Still, Helena is no warrior.
The dragon is.
My ship is no longer the Sea Snake.
Oh no?
She was a testament to my own glory. I've given her a new name. The Queen who never was.
You beautiful man.
You must crush this beast. At its head. And before too many days have flown.
I love him, his
There is,
hand.
of course, another player that is yet to be revealed.
Daemon. There he is.
Dragons do eat pigs, I assume.
Craxus prefers them. How goes your muster?
We'll be ready to march in 2 days' time.
See to those pigs.
At once, Your Grace.
I am with Caraxes. I like a good old ham.
I will never serve the usurpers or the whelps of Old Town. But there are battles to be fought. And in times like this...
Yeah, I heard it too, dude.
Did you hear something?
That happens here.
This place will have you barking at the moon.
If you declare yourself, your lords will follow you.
Don't do it, Daemon.
Took you for a turncloak, Sir Alfred.
Rhaenyra's intentions are good, but what we need, in this moment, is a king.
Why? Why? Or king consort? You'd think Daemon would be like drooling over that, like, yes, it's exactly what I want. I don't think that's what just happened. Sir Simon was listening in.
Let no vessel come or go from our harbour without our inspection.
This will hinder the work of the fishing boats. The people depend on them for sustenance.
They will need no sustenance if they are slaughtered by the enemy. We must all make our sacrifices.
Daemon, you suck. He's sacrificing the small folk.
I was just going to bed.
The crown has need of your service.
And
Now,
your dragon.
Pretenders raise new riders against us, and we must answer in kind. I need you to fly with Dreamfire to battle.
Aemond. I do not wish to fight.
Our wishes must take second place now to what is necessary to preserve the throne.
I won't burn anyone.
I don't want her to die.
It isn't a question.
They have defiled our birthright, made commoners into dragon lords. It is a sin and must be punished.
May I remind you, your sister is still the queen.
As you were once. And you see now what is the consequence of your weakness. We are in peril today more than yesterday.
Jesus.
Not like this.
Thank you, Alicent. Oh my god. He is like scary, but also I fear for Helena. Like she can't go to war, she'll die.
Do you think nothing of your oath?
What are
Lord
you
Commander.
What are you doing here, Gwen? What's happening?
Steward's son from Dawn. Fucking the Queen of the Seven Kingdoms.
Well,
She is my sister.
She saved my life. Twice. Once from the headsman's axe and once from myself. Since then, she has been the beacon I follow.
yeah. Damn it.
Desire for women has brought me grief after grief.
Then resisted.
I would that it was so simple.
Your brothers in the King's Guard find a way.
Do they?
Yeah, no, they don't.
Perhaps they do.
They get through.
Or perhaps all men are corrupt. And true honor is a mist that melts in the morning.
That is a bleak philosophy.
Indeed.
The dragons dance, and men are like dust under their feet. Yeah. And all our fine thoughts, all our endeavors are as nothing. To die will be a kind of relief. Don't you think?
Crispy's not my favorite, but man, he's the one person seeing things for what they are. But thank you, Gwaine, for being an honorable brother. He was willing to kill. Ah! What is this? Oh, is this... I was like, who is this? It's a Lannister guy. So they do mud wrestling? Is this like foreplay? The hell? Ugh. Oh! That'd do it. You gotta take the shot when you can.
I hope you will testify to the worth of the ambassador by agreeing to his most humble request.
I will most certainly consider it. After dinner.
Okay. This is weird.
Have you ever eaten the flesh of your enemies?
No. Is that a figure of speech? Oh. She's fucking with him.
Yes, my lord. What do you take me for? Just.
Ha ha ha. You know what? It's probably his first time mud wrestling. My god.
Do you believe that you are the first noble heir who was not sired by his noble father? Such is the way of the world, Jace. And in resenting it, you only diminish yourself.
Easy enough to
Beela's
say.
smart.
I've heard the whispers the whole of my life.
Then prove to them that you are worthy.
Yeah, there you
Get
go.
up and take your place by your mother's side.
There you go. Quit sulking. Let's go. Thank you, Bela.
So grease the mast and send it up betwixt the wind and water. Hoist me, lads, and hoist again. Salute the captain's daughter.
So not cheery. Wow, what a...
Well done, Lord Tyrod!
He's not saying his name right at all. Tyrod.
Good song! Well delivered!
Not well delivered. Nope, disagree.
It's Thailand.
Does she like him?
You have proven yourself most accommodating, and more accomplished than one would think, to look at you.
Oh, well, rough. She's awesome.
To the gullet on the morrow!
And let the sea snake rue the day we meet again.
I mean, I love Corlys. Corlys is my boy, but she's awesome.
You are a handsome man, and you have proven your worth and virility.
Oh.
I wish to have children by you.
Oh. Really? He wouldn't have been my pick. Swipe left, girl. Swipe left.
You want me to?
Indeed.
Put a baby in her.
I want you to fuck my wives.
Oh. Wait. What?
How many words do you have?
I'm gonna give him an hour break in between. Maybe he's got this.
Taming a dragon's thirsty work.
Oh, Ulf.
Oh, and some more of these little birds.
Ulf, shut up. Seriously, the queen is standing.
You'll fly in 2 days' time.
2 days?
The strongholds of the usurper, Old Town and Lannisport, and their armies, all must be subdued. You will have no choice but to surrender.
You wish for us to kill innocents?
Yeah.
So many.
It is hard, but it cannot be helped.
Maybe just scare them?
What about Vhagar?
She is fearsome, but she is one dragon. The Prince Regent cannot defend against all of us.
I'll take him on myself. Silver Wings a go as she is. We're afraid of nothing.
He's brave. I'll give him that.
You are.
There will be time enough to see which one of us is a coward.
Ooh, I love it.
A knight will comport himself with grace at the Queen's table.
Yeah,
Best make me a knight then.
You forget yourself, friend.
Sense of humour do you all good.
I mean, to be fair, he's not used to this. Oh, we got a note.
There is a message from Harrenhal, Your Grace. The Castellan, Sir Simon Strong.
Oh,
Daemon
no.
has raised his army, but Sir Simon fears treachery.
I will not allow it. Adam, come with me.
We shall ride to Harrenhal. I hope. I don't think treachery on Damon's part. On what's his face? The other guy. Is it Alice? No. Yes. Okay. Okay, what was that? Was that not a person with hooves? Is that the goat? I don't even know.
All your life, you've sought to command your own fate. But today you are ready.
Oh boy. This is the three-eyed raven? White Walkers! It's Daenerys. Oh my god.
It's all a story. And you're but one part in it. You know your part.
I loved that whole moment. Oh my god. Breathtaking.
You know what you must do.
Oh, Helena saw that whole thing, didn't she?
Come with me.
Helena knows how this
Harrenhal.
ends.
We will lay waste to Daemon and his army.
And if I refuse, will you burn me as you did Aegon?
Call out.
What you say is treason.
Aegon will be king again. And you'll be dead. You were swallowed up in the god's eye, and you were never seen again.
I could have you killed.
It wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Ooh, what a moment from Helena. That was breathtaking. What is this little island over here with all these colorful things happening? What is that? Oh wait, are they going to Harrenhal? Oh, we knew Rhaenyra was not gonna be happy about this. I know y'all are scared, but I love it. Sorry. Who's... What are we gonna see? Is it Damon? Yep. Love that I can see his white hair coming up. Stands out in a crowd. Please take a knee.
I see you have done well here.
They are sworn to me.
And to whom are you sworn?
Come on, Damon. Come on, Damon.
Ruson tapti lyrics ostawa. Filipasma kesu. Pranon. Merisa. Sola armazis.
Yeah, he saw it.
The realm's only hope is a leader who can unite it, and my brother chose you. You are the true queen, Rhaenyra. First of her name, protector of the realm. I am meant to serve you until death or the end of our story.
That would not have happened 8 episodes ago.
Ine arli cridruchas separ morjulias.
Nuki koston dawor. Silutan. My queen.
I really wanted a kiss right there.
We fight for our queen!
Yeah, the traitors. He's running. She's so subtle with it, but she's so pleased.
You have been given a position to which all who serve here aspire.
Forgive me, my lord. I will endeavor to improve myself.
He didn't dismiss you.
I am trying to help you.
We're gonna have it out?
You want to help me? Is this the help you offer after all these years?
Mm-hmm. Having it out.
And I watched the man beside me walk past with his son and heir, with the fur around his shoulders. And now that boy is dead. And his sister before him. And the heir that took his place. And now you remember I live.
Wow.
Now you wish to suddenly to scatter the crumbs of your favor.
Wow. You know, I love Corlys. I really expected him to name those bastards or have Rhaenyra name them. I think maybe that conversation he just had with Alan might make him really want to recognize them.
Begging your pardon, Your Grace.
I get the feeling this is something with Jace, maybe? Or...
I had to see you.
Alicent? Wow! I thought she was leaving for, like, Essos, like Laris had said.
I've been, I think, mistaken.
A little bit, yeah. That's a very light word for that.
Why have you come here?
Because I lost my way. Or rather, it was taken from me. All those I put my faith in, my husband, my father, my lover, my son.
The incorruptible queen.
Easy, Rhaena.
Did you come here thinking you would be absolved?
Why did she come here? Doesn't make any sense.
Aemon will soon fly to join Cole in the Riverlands. Helena as queen will be the crown's authority. If you come then to King's Landing, I will see to it that our guards throw down their arms. We will open the gates. We will shed no blood. You will enter as a conqueror.
What of Aegon?
Yeah. And what does she do with them?
If I am to take the throne, I must put an end to the opposition.
Yep.
I must take Aegon's head. And I have to do it for all to see. You know this. Choose.
Choose what?
Will you shrink from what you set out to do? Or will you see it through and make your sacrifice? A son for a son.
Oof. I can't imagine making that deal. Neither of you want this.
You are much changed. And what do I do with you now?
You let me go to do what I promised.
Will she? Gosh, when those two are in a scene, it's so emotional. But Emma? My God. Ooh. We're getting suited. Looks good, Adam. Oh, it looks so good. Please take it seriously. That's all I ask. Okay. We've got the land, we've got the air, and we've got the sea. They're gonna make us wait until next season, but it's gonna be crazy. Oh, this music is so amazing. They're building. Hi. That was an interesting roar from him. Otto, are you being held captive? Oh, Aegon has slipped away. Shit, so even if Rhaenyra, sorry, I keep getting them mixed up. If Rhaenyra gets to King's Landing, he won't even be there. Look at that shot. It's her place in history. Are you fucking kidding me? I wanted to see Rhaena on that dragon. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, I kind of expected like a more, I don't want to say volatile kind of finale. I thought maybe we were definitely going to get like a death or a war. But what we got is all the pieces being put into place for that to happen. Let's see, we were introduced to Lohar, which she's amazing. Like, I know I'm definitely on the black side, but like I was just kind of like, oh, she's a great character. I hope we get a lot of her in season 3, and especially kind of, you know, terrorizing Tywin Lannister. Nothing would make me happier than to see a Lannister uncomfortable. That brings me joy. I like the whole thing, the mud wrestling thing, her intimidating him having to sing in front of the people. But like, the triarchy is 100% correct. Like he needs them way more than they need anyone else. They can run business as usual. The blockade does not affect them whatsoever. But he did have to promise them the stepstones, and I don't know how Aemond will respond to that. And the reason why I say Aemond is because we see Aegon running with Larys, which I think is actually a good idea. Which sucks because if in 3 days' time Rhaenyra shows up to the Red Keep, Aemond or Aegon will not be there. So, you know, every time every time we have Alicent and Rhaenyra having a moment together, it's always like it's kind of like, oh, we're gonna get like an amazing moment, emotional moment. And you know, when Rhaenyra says son for a son, and there's this long pause from Alicent, like, how do you possibly say, yes, you can have my son's head if it grants me my freedom? Like, she doesn't want to say it that way, but like, she's just like, I want peace. I want this all to end. And she knows what Aemond is. She knows what Aegon is. And she also knows what Helena is. And Helena is not a worry. And I don't think Rhaenyra would ever hurt a hair on Helena's head whatsoever. The fact that baby Jaehaerys was the one that was killed, so there is no male heir that is left over after those two boys. Well, Darian, I forgot about him. Yeah, but she would have to take Aegon's head. And because Aegon was the one that, it was between her and Aegon to take the throne. Oh boy. I mean, I like Aegon as a character, especially seeing what he's going through, because seeing what Daemon has gone through the entire season and seeing Aegon and where he started in the progression of his character and just kind of where he's at now, you know, it's not necessarily that I want to see him on the throne, but I like him as a character now. Like, I like seeing somebody who's going through something and is rising above it a little bit and maybe becoming a changed person, which is what we saw from Daemon. I would love to see that with Aegon. I don't think we will. I think him, you know, letting Aemond take everything on is actually a really smart idea for him to go and heal and then come back and take his throne. I don't think it'll be 3 days' time, not what Alicent said, but I do think that Aemond will be dead. And Helena's not wrong. Helena tells no lies. You know, when she tells Aemond to his face that you will be dead, like, she normally has something that is kind of waxing poetic a little bit, or it's very mysterious, and it's like, well, what the hell does that mean? And then there was no words minced. She's like, I saw what you did to Aegon. I saw how you burned him. You will die by the end of this. And it was like, wow. And then for Daemon to see her also in that vision and her staring out into the distance, like, she knows how all this is going to go. She's seen it. You know, like, and there's nothing for her to do other than weather the storm, and she knows this. And for Daemon to have seen the White Walkers, and my God, to even have, like, I don't even care if it was the backside of, well, I mean, backside, but also the back view of Daenerys and the future and the White Walkers. Like, that's amazing for Daemon. And what he's gone through the entire season to lead him up to this moment, that he could either be treacherous and try to be king, or he could bend the knee and be loyal to his queen. And he picked the right thing. He really did. Seeing Rhaenyra on the throne was, for him, he was like, almost like a relief. Like, yes, I will fight for you. You are my queen. I'm done with this nonsense of being king. And like, he really knows his place in the grand scheme of things in the story. And I like that he used the word story, because we're going off of stories, you know, like the story of Ice and Fire and the story of the Dancing of the Dragons and all of this. Like, he knows where his place is in the story, and it is not on the throne. It is fighting for it. It is fighting for Rhaenyra. And that was such a beautiful moment. Oh my God, Matt Smith. Matt Smith is amazing. And, you know, even when Alice Rivers is like walking and she's kind of like, what, you don't have like a smart remark? And of course, I am saying this in the way that I'm saying it, like I'm not repeating it verbatim, obviously. And he's like, I don't want to. And it's like, what a moment of growth we got from Daemon right then and there, because like, normally he is not like that. Normally he needs to be seen. He needs to be heard. And I think he's learned his lesson. He knows his place. And I don't mean like his place is like to heed like a dog or to heal like a dog, but like that he knows where he belongs in the grand scheme of things and how to accomplish these goals. And I think that that is a crisp, clear vision that Daemon has, is wonderful, and it's beautiful. And I don't know what happens to the guy. I still don't remember his name. I was hoping for a cast list at the end of the episode. Would they give that to me? No. But the guy that Rhaenyra had sent there to see, you know, where Daemon had stood and everything, you know, he was pretty much like, we need a king. And I'm like, why? Why do we need a king? You know, and Daemon, like, just kind of walking away from that, like, he didn't seem happy about it. he didn't seem pleased with it. If anything, he's like, this isn't going to work out for you, bub. You know, I just, Daemon's story, I know a lot of people do not like Daemon's story, but I love Daemon's story in this season because it is totally somebody going through something that is very dark and very deep and coming out the end with clarity and crispness of thought, and like he knows where to go. And I love that for him. I love that for us, because a crispy Daemon is a wonderful Daemon. And, you know, also somebody who has a clear vision of what's going on is also Crispy himself, Crispin Cole. You know, like he also is just like, we're in the Dance of the Dragons. We're going to be left to ash. Like there's really nothing else we can do here. And, you know, he is still loyal to Alicent no matter what. And the way he just didn't even care if Gwaine was going to kill him or not. He's just like, yeah. And also that, like, you know, the desires of man have been his downfall. And, you know, it's funny because Gwaine was just like, well, what about all the others, you know, in the Kingsguard that have kept their oath? And Kristen is kind of like, have they? And you know what? I think it's a silly oath to begin with. Like, you gotta let humans do human things. But I very much, not that I feel bad for Kristen Cole, but the fact that he has that clarity, you know, I like it. I dig it. I'm here for it. Now, somebody who does not have clarity, who is definitely doing things out of emotion, is Aemond, attacking Sharppoint, which I was like, what did he attack? Where is that? What is that? Who is that? You know, like that is somebody throwing a hissy fit. And that's what he did. He was mad that he was outmatched, that he was no longer the strongest dragon rider necessarily. He might still be, but like he would have been outmatched with 3 other dragons. There was no way he was going to be able to do anything. And, you know, he's used to having this massive weapon and being feared. And then he had to turn around. And, you know, Laris was kind of like, oh, I've heard, you know, just like that he was almost like crying in fear, which was not Aemond, but he did react poorly and attacked a place that could not defend itself. And, you know, that will be part of his legacy that he leaves behind, is that he, you know, injured innocents for no reason other than the fact that he threw a temper tantrum. Him grabbing Helena the way that he did and being forceful and telling her, like, you're going to ride into war. Like, that's not Helena. Like, you're sending Helena to her death if you're asking her to do that. She doesn't want to kill people. She doesn't want to hurt anybody. And she won't, and she will end up dying in the process. And, you know, like it's so desperate, and it's so little and small of him to behave that way. And I'm so proud of Alicent for standing up for Helena, but also Alicent going to Rhaenyra and saying, I want this to end. I want me and my daughter to be free. And her experiencing, like, being free, like, she's just like, I know who I am now. What a beautiful moment. And I will say, Emma is one amazing actor. My God. The tears that were in Rhaenyra's eyes when she said, son for a son, and Alicent had to, like, really get to that moment for her to say, yeah. For her to be able to sacrifice Aegon. But it was a long pause, and you knew it was hard for her to come to that. And she could be a liar, and she could be made out to be a liar. But I think Rhaenyra knew in that moment she wasn't. That I truly believe that Alicent in that moment was like, yes, son for a son. And, like, Rhaenyra, like, kind of getting emotional over that, just being like almost like the release of, like, losing Luke. Like, it's just such a beautiful moment. My God. Man, we are so spoiled for the actors and actresses that are on this show because they do such an amazing job. Then you also have Jace, which I'm so sorry that I never remembered these actors' names because there's so many. And I really, like, now, because I'm not going to be spoiled with anything, I should write it down. But, you know, Jace demanding respect for the table, for everything. Like, get your feet off the table, you know, behave as though you are a knight, you know, like that you are a warrior, you know, like it's a very special thing to be picked to ride a dragon. And Ulf, you know, I don't really blame Ulf a whole lot. It's embarrassing more than anything, is because he is lowborn. He doesn't know how to behave. And I'm just like, oh, will you please stop? And it's because he doesn't know. And he doesn't understand it, and he's just behaving as he normally would. And you have Hugh that's kind of in the middle of, like, I know that this isn't the way to behave, but also, like, kind of like, I don't know to say anything. And then you have Adam, who is just, like, very much like, he's meant to be a dragon rider. He is meant to be a highborn son. Adam and Alan. I'll say that, like, like the fact that Rhaenyra was like, when she finds out that there might be treachery and is asking Adam to ride with her, it is because she already trusts him. She already knows that he is dutiful and he is loyal. But then, you know, like also Alan standing up to Corlys and finally being like, now you want to do me a favor? Now you want to help me? I know what it was like to have an empty stomach. I know what it was like to watch somebody who didn't walk past me day after day, time after time, with a full belly, with his son, who was heir to the throne, and now you want to help me? I am so proud of Alan, and Adam, for that matter, but Alan standing up to Corlys, and like, I love Corlys, he's one of my favorite characters, but it is very nice to see him humbled. Especially in this moment, by somebody he's just like, I'm done talking to you. And Alan was like, but I'm not done talking to you. And I think he needed to hear it. And I am hoping that he names them, or has Rhaenyra name them, and give them the titles that they deserve. I mean, I think Adam will, because he is a dragon rider, but I think Alan deserves it, and I think he deserves to be the heir of Driftmark. And, you know, I would also say that having Baela come and talk to Jace and just be like, you're not the only person whose father wasn't, you know, who they thought they were or whatever, but that does not change who you are. Act like it, fight for it. And if you are it, people will believe it. And stop listening to the whispers and letting that get you down. Like, Baela, like, man, she's a G. The women lifting up the men on this show is just amazing at every step. And I love to see it, because they can stand on their own 2 feet, but they also want to see that these people that they care about, you know, rise up from these low points that they're at. And I love that. Now, Rhaena, my God, Rhaena. I thought for sure we were going to see her ride that dragon. And what a funny noise that dragon made. It wasn't actually a roar. It was more like a belch. It's like when people do the Sprite challenge. That's what it sounded like to me. Which I don't know. Maybe that dragon was full of sheep. And I think that the dragon's name is Sheep Stealer. And I think she's going to be riding that dragon next season. The fact that it took her all episode to get to it, really. But I will say that shows grit, that shows tenacity, that shows that she was willing to do the hard work to get to that dragon, and she felt a connection with that dragon, and I think that dragon's going to feel a connection to her. It's going to be like, wow, you made the trek just for me? Damn, girl. Hop on my back. Let's go. You know, how a dragon would say those type of things. I'm trying to remember everything else that happened in this episode. And I will say that, like, Larys taking Aegon to Essos, smart move. He 100% knows that, like, this isn't going to end well. Especially it's not going to end well for Aemond. He sees where it's going. All the dragons being added. Like, it's going to be bad. Now we're going to have fighting at the gullet between... the ships of Driftmark, but it's no longer the ship called Sea Snake. It is the queen who, the queen who wasn't, or the queen who should have been, the queen. Damn it. Anyways, the boat was named after Rhaenys, and the ship was named after Rhaenys, and I think that was amazing and beautiful. But now we have the Triarchy with Tyland Lannister. But then we have the other Lannister who is marching on the Riverlands. But then we have the North that is marching through the Riverlands. So, like, season 3 is going to be intense, and I am here for it. Now, I will also say that I don't know if Sunfire is actually dead. I don't know if that's the case. I feel like no body, no death. But, like, if Sunfire is actually gone, that sucks. But I was like, okay, we got 3 dragons in the Greens. One which probably will not be ridden and fought into battle, which is Dreamfire, but then Vhagar, and now we have Darien's dragon, who I think we saw overhead, and then Otto is being kept in a cell. So then we have all the other dragons on the black side, but we're still waiting for that last one from Rhaena. Oh, God, I wanted that to happen this season, but I will wait because I'm sure it will be glorious and it will be wonderful and it will be beautiful. And if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon. But in the meantime, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. So did you like this finale? I dug it a lot. Did you like Damon's story? Because I know that that was contentious for a lot of people, that they didn't really like it. They didn't like him being sidelined, that he was seeing things, that he was having visions, that he was going through all this. I think that it was beautiful and the payoff was absolutely wonderful. Did Alicent even need to show up? I don't even know if that was necessary. I think she was trying to save lives at King's Landing, but I definitely think that it wouldn't have mattered one way or the other. But I do think it was a beautiful moment between Emma and Olivia, that they had that moment, son for a son moment, because I think it was pretty heavy and it was beautiful and I appreciated it. I'm trying to think of anything else to ask. The triarchy, I think, is very interesting. That whole thing going down, and then meeting Lohar. What do you guys think of Lohar? I like her. I dig her. I want to see more of her, but because I know that we're not getting the big seasons that we got for Game of Thrones, that they have an end game to this story, that I don't know if we're going to get enough of her, and I really want more. But I think the introduction that we got to her in this episode was kind of the fill that we needed, and maybe like small bits and pieces thrown into next season will be fantastic. But we're getting, war by land, war by sea, and war by air, and it is going to be something, and I am really looking forward to it. So guys, come back here for season 3 when it airs. I will be here. I cannot wait. And in the meantime, I'll see ya.